Oh, candlelit dinner?
I'm having feelings for the bucket.
Oh, no.
No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps.
These candles are in a frying pan.
Happened. Is everything gone?
Wait, was everything a
Disappear.
bucket?
Wait,
Everything was a
everything
bucket.
bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Oh.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Oh.
How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
Oh.
Only a silence that consumed the space between friends. Just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
The red and blue
All
room
because
here.
he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
Am I?
The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
Where's my bucket?
Perhaps.
What?
How did I end up with someone else's
It says
bucket?
property of Stanley.
Surely no good
Oh,
would come from this.
where'd it
Who
go?
knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Blah.
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
What? But where'd
Now
my
he felt
bucket
himself
go?
floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
Yes, I
Where's
have.
it? I must find it.
Where?
Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley!
Oh.
Stanley, it's
Oh,
me!
bucket,
The
yes.
bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward
Oh,
from room to room,
there.
passing
Oh,
by
no.
one bucket after the next. None of them were his.
Which
None
one?
of them were his special bucket.
None of them have a sticker.
Stanley, find me.
Where are
He had to
you?
find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity.
No.
And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks.
Oh.
He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him.
Oh. No,
It
can't
was
be.
incredibly painful.
No.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
Yes, that
Of
was the
course
problem.
He'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Only if.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Oh, that's
How
why I forgot
cruel
it.
The world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. And she backflipped all the way to work.
She backflipped all the way to work. Oh my gosh, what a legend.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Aw,
How deeply touching.
very. Oh, phone call. Oh, phone call.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
Oh.
If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately
Oh.
and cease all
How do I?
flow of information from the recorded message
How do I turn it off?
into your perception.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The way had the word escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
At least we're tying together, baby. Let's go.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still
Nope.
had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
We're going down together at least. Yep, this looks good. Oh, I'm still falling. This is terrifying. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease?
At least we're going down together.
This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
We're going down together at least. Goodbye, bucket.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the knight.
Oh, no.
As Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
No.
In a single visceral instant,
No.
the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
No. Oh. I'm saved, baby. Let's go.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
I still have
it's true
the
that
bucket.
all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
It was. Wait, where'd my wait, I had the wait, I had the buckets in my hand. Where'd the normal road? What?
See how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own. Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Wait, I could get that bucket if I can get up there. The photographer experimented catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Oh, nice. A bucket so powerful it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of all of it, the simple fact remains. No one can control a bucket. Oh, jeez, alright.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
I agree. The hanging bucket. Piece of symbolism is a necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However, clear out of grasp of the bucket, maybe there's yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. That bucket will be mine. Oh. Oh, I thought I'd fall.
But there is something we can do.
Let's go. I got my bucket back.
Together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Does it bring the old narrator back?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
Wait.
Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
No.
We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements.
No.
If only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as
I guess.
commander of a new world, a new
I guess we'll
vision.
die together.
He took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Maybe the red and blue doors are down here? I just need to find these figurines.
Oh, good Stanley.
Or the achievement machine.
You found your
They're-
way here.
they're
I
supposed-
knew you'd find this place
Oh. Oh.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley parable. It's just sequel content.
Well, it
We're
doesn't
the
matter.
ones that matter, Stanley.
No.
Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line.
The Adventure
and
Line
Blue
was
Closet.
great.
Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
No, it's mine.
Don't you want another story involving the adventure line?
I mean, that would be
we
nice.
could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
I mean, all right, I guess. Let's go. Get the bucket and the adventure line?
Look at that wagging line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh my gosh. Yo,
now, this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
I'm back.
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
Oh.
But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give
No.
something up.
No. Never.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
No.
We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand
No.
new character. This is the Bucket
No.
Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality.
Where'd the
that to
achievement,
me,
free
it
achievement
really
thing
feels as
go?
though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No. This is my
Go
bucket.
ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
We go down together. Oh.
Now
Maybe.
listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
No.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows.
It will destroy
that is
me.
its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
Can I
What
get
other
out of here,
object in this
please?
game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Let me out.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and
No.
feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want.
my
Hurry
bucket.
and crush.
Oh. Oh no. Am I? Oh no.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation.
Oh.
You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now.
Oh, I feel kind of bad
Goodbye,
now.
new friend.
Oh no.
For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
At least I still have my bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, seems fine. Let me turn on some lights. It's dark in here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
There's a lot of television
What
screens.
horrible secret did this place
I
hold?
need to get up there.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Oh, there's a lot of platforms here. Jeez. Didn't even realize. Cameras.
The monitors jumped to life,
Oh,
and Stanley
tired.
nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Oh.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
What does that say?
The bucket had never seen
I can't
anything
read that.
like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
You'll be okay, bucket. Is there a bucket in any of these? Wait, what the? Where are those rooms? I don't remember these rooms.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Oh no.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
No.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
It's
These
true.
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I hope the bucket
No!
wasn't under
He
it.
screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
No,
His
never.
own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
My only
At
friend.
this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way,
Nice.
and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I feel like there's some sort of secret here that involves some, like, pushing lots of buttons that I'm probably not smart enough to figure out. So, system power on, off.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I mean, alright, narrator, I trust you.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes, they had done it.
Yeah.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live.
What kind of life would we live?
Massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Okay.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Oh,
Both of them
okay.
wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse
What?
from the end.
Why?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together.
At
with
least
one
we're
another
together.
To lean on, to trust, to support, and
Oh. Oi.
what? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Yeah, what?
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
No.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
No.
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No. Wait,
Even
no.
the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No.
Felt any lengths not to part with the bucket.
Wait.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
No.
Not while this building has anything to say about it.
Oh.
Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room.
At
But
least I'm with the bucket.
At least he has the bucket.
Yes.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad.
Yeah,
Stanley thought
it's
to
not that
himself.
bad.
As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
I'd say
Stanley
so.
gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Oh, it's the
Stanley
bucket's fault.
gasped in horror. Had
How
this
could
been
you?
the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
How
How
could
the
you?
bucket have betrayed him like this?
Bucket,
Stanley
why?
was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust.
Get out of
when
here.
Suddenly, an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
I didn't put you in the...
Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh, nice. Oh, let's go.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
They're just facilities
It
like
was
at
a facility
birds.
for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all
That-
over the world.
That makes sense, to
The
be
mind
honest.
controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley
Of course
marveled
the
at
bucket
the mental
knew.
genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place,
Oh.
flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Oh.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this
Penguin.
one was surely the best.
Honestly, yeah, it probably was.
Stanley was happy.
Yeah.
Now pick
I
up
think I
the
can
phone.
unplug it.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the
Haha,
phone?
gotcha.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you
Oh,
and
really?
telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Can't you see? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that's pretty
I must have
funny.
really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't
Same.
exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Oh,
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
okay, let's do that.
What is comedic timing?
Oh, this is
What
good.
is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies?
Wait,
And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
okay.
To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. Yeah.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of
Is
good
his
comedy.
eyes looking a different
Finally,
way?
it's time to hand out surveys.
Oh, that's good.
Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times.
No, let's
Just
not
to
do
ensure
that.
the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And
Wait,
that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter
Okay.
in no time at all.
I guess that's
Just
good.
remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely
What?
die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles.
Well,
All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble
I'm
cause,
so-
just as our children must do after us,
Oh.
and their children after
Oh.
them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery.
Red and blue.
Come along,
Red
let's
and blue.
head back. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on?
There
There were supposed to be
weird.
several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point.
Oh.
A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off.
Oh,
Joke
dang
will
it.
never land.
Oh,
Not
man.
the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room.
Oh,
What an
dang it,
egregious
narrator.
mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of
I
Comedy.
should
I'm
probably
nothing.
get it.
I'm not
Wait.
even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think
No.
I need
No.
to go back.
Where'd the
Watch that
sticker on my
video
bucket
again.
go?
Here we go.
Oh.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Yes, the left. You know, maybe I just can't tell what left from right is.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What?
Oh.
Here we go. You
Look how
ready?
even less.
When the bucket
Okay,
came
actually
to a
gonna
set
do
of
it
two
this
open
time.
doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
But you said the
Did
left.
you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over.
Oh,
It's
man.
all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers.
Well,
I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
I went through the other door like 5 times, though. Oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
Oh,
Yes.
haha.
Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are.
But I need the last figurine.
Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so mental. I think I saw it playing guitar.
No, stop.
No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is.
Great.
That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay. Well, that will have to do it for today's video. Obviously, at least play this one more time, because I need to get that last figurine. It will be mine. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new, please subscribe. If you like the video, new videos every Thursday, and remember to stay jolly.